Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, and welcome to the second episode of Ramadan Nights with A and K. So I'm Ali and
Kauthar.
So the last one, if you haven't watched our first episode, it was about conscious fasting. How dare you?
How could you not?
How could you not? Yeah. So stop this video, go and watch it, and then come and watch this. No, I'm just joking. You can still continue watching this. Right. So yeah, we talked about, what did we talk about?
So we talked about Ramadan resolutions. So
Yeah.
Have you had to think about what yours is yet?
What about you? I asked you first last time.
Huh?
I asked you first last time.
Okay.
Trying it.
So I've had to think about this actually, and it's actually a habit that I used to have when I was younger that I don't have very much anymore, which is often the case actually. We get older and we drop actually good habits. But writing a journal, journaling is a very powerful tool, and actually it goes into the concept of muhasabat an-nafs, which is self-accounting. And I just think it would be very powerful to maybe literally have to write down for a few minutes every single evening something about my day that I'm grateful for, something in my day that went well, something in my day that can be improved.
Yeah, but is that really practical? Because, you can say...
Very practical.
Is it? Because you can say, every day you'll do it, but how many of us are going to do it every day?
So that's my resolution for the month. So I'm going to do it every single day. And if I manage to do it every day for the month, then hopefully I can carry it on after.
Yeah, there's a hadith from our seventh Imam al-Kadhim alayhi salam, that says, لَيْسَ مِنَّا مَنْ لَمْ يُحَاسِبْ نَفْسَهُ فِي كُلِّ يَوْمٍ. Every single day, you are not amongst us, O Ahl al-Bayt, if you do not become self-accountable every single day. It's difficult though. I don't know. I just find it difficult.
It's difficult because we are not conscious in our lives.
Yeah.
Because we get into routines, because we live our life in autopilot.
Yeah.
And therefore it's just a tool to help you think about how you can be more aware of your day. If you know that you're going to come back to it and you're going to write something down, and writing is the thing, because you can say, I'm going to do it before I sleep.
Yeah.
And then
you gotta be really critical, aren't you? You gotta be like,
I think critical but kind. Be kind to yourself, but also know that you're trying.
What if there's nothing to be kind about?
There's always things to be
like
kind.
What about me? What can I write about me?
You'll find something.
Right.
Every human being has some good qualities. What about you? Come on, what's your resolution?
I don't know. I think I gotta practice what I preach, and I think one of the things that I have spoken about before and published is concentration and prayer. And honestly, it's the irony of all ironies is that sometimes I think about what I'm gonna when I used to write my book about concentration and prayer, I used to think about what I'm gonna write in my book about concentration and prayer while I'm praying. That's the irony of all ironies. Anyway, so maybe what I actually say is that sitting down before prayer and just go in this mode where you don't care about life, you don't care about anything, and just park all your worries and just be in the present moment and focus on the journey ahead, which is...
You mean you're gonna take a few minutes before every salah?
Yeah,
every single salah.
I don't know. It's difficult. It is difficult. It's not that I don't have a few minutes. I definitely have. But the thing is, when you go for prayer, you just want to do the adhan, iqama, and then start praying.
So set yourself a target. So
yeah.
I'm going to do it for
maybe one salah.
One salah.
One salah, and then I'll see how it goes.
Every single day.
In holy month of Ramadan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one of the advantages of obviously being husband and wife is that we can remind each other.
Yeah.
So you can remind me every day to do my resolution while I remind you to do yours.
Inshallah, sister, no problem. Okay, so today's topic, inshallah, will continue the topic also for the third episode. We thought about talking about what?
So I think we were trying to think about, so you might have watched the first episode and thought to yourself, okay, great. They're talking about conscious fasting and looking at yourself and introspecting your soul. But how do you practically go about doing it? What we're stuck. We don't know how to go about moving on. We know that we want where we want to go. We know our resolutions, but we don't feel like we know what to do next. And so what we're trying to do in this series is give you just short snippets of things that you can reflect on.
We can reflect on.
Yeah. Everything we're saying is stuff that we are
We're
also
just trying to
reflecting on.
share. We're just having a chat, trying to share with you our thoughts, really.
So that's why we talk about trials and tribulations, because I really think that you cannot self-develop without going through a trial. You cannot ever move to any kind of higher realms spiritually without going through trials and tribulations. They're a necessary part of your self-development.
You can't grow. You genuinely cannot grow if you don't go through a trial. So if you are going through a trial, honestly, as severe as that trial is, I mean, you know very well, I'm not going to share with everyone here that I've gone through quite a severe trial in my life, so to speak, and it was severe. It was definitely severe, but I've learned so much from it, and it's helped me grow as a person. And of course, trials are difficult. Obviously, I'm not going to say it's been amazing. It's been difficult.
Well, a lot of people are going through a collective trial at the moment.
Yeah,
with
which
everything
is
that's going
coronavirus.
on. There may be people that that have been unwell. There may be people that
you just recovered, didn't you?
Yeah, I had all the symptoms myself.
She was 2 weeks. She had coronavirus.
So I had symptoms for maybe even longer than that.
Yeah.
It takes a while to go back to normal.
And I had to do all the housework and everything at home, take care of kids.
So
bring the violin out. Anyway, yeah.
Your kids.
And yours.
So you may have lost loved ones. You may be watching others suffer. So I don't think anyone's a stranger to trials and tribulations. Actually, it reminds me of that ayah that we've talked about before.
Yeah, I mean there is a ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah 155, verse 155. It says, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُم مُّصِيبَةٌ
قالوا إنا لله وإنا
إليه راجعون. So the verse says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to put trials on people, right? And he says, I will put trials on people, right? So my trial, the trial that I had, Allah is saying, I'm going to put that on you, right? وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ بَلَاء. لَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ is bala, is a trial, isn't it? بِشَيْءٍ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ, fear, وَنَقْصٍ مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ, right? وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ.
So I mean, this ayah encompasses every.
والخوف والجوع ونقص من الأموال والأنفس والثمرات. The joy, hunger, نقص من الأموال, financial, which by the way, self-isolation now and coronavirus, it's affected a lot.
Loss of money is a big.
أموال والأنفس, people might be affected, die, etc. Be afflicted with illness, and then Allah Subhanahu wa Taala says, give great good tidings to what? To as-sabirin, those who are patient. And then the next verse, he says, those people who were patient during the calamity, during the trials, right? وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُم مُصِيبَةٌ. If they've gone through a calamity, they say what? قَالُوا إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ راجعون.
Because I think that's the whole point.
Yeah, absolutely.
The point is, so I said, for example, I always use this analogy, people might have heard of it. So your life is like driving a car. You're driving your car down the motorway. So it's a familiar path. And if you've ever driven on the motorway or a highway in the USA, you know that it's a very straight road, and after a while you kind of go into this automatic cruise control. Maybe even press your cruise control as you're doing it. And the problem with that is when you lose your consciousness and your awareness, that if something comes in the way, unexpectedly,
Yeah.
you don't have that reaction time. Therefore, what's happened is that, you know, you can completely veer off track, or la samahallah, something awful can happen, you know, in that scenario. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful, and He gives us trials. And what are these trials? These are little hazards on our path. These are little bumps on our journey. And so if you've ever been driving and then you sort of started to feel a bit sleepy, for example, suddenly you're jolted into it, and something comes in front of you, it gives you an increased awareness. And this is what a trial is. A trial is a jolt on that road, a bump, a hazard, something that wakens you from this automatic autopilot that you have, and it's difficult and it's hard, and that's the whole point of the trial. That's the whole point of the trial. But how you react to it and how you've planned for it beforehand will shape the rest of your journey.
Ahsanti, and you know, inshallah, in the next episode we'll continue with trials and tribulations, and we'll talk about a particular example of a trial of mental health, illnesses, etc. And you know very well that there are so many people in the world who gone through a particular trial of hunger, and as how the verse we've recited in Surah Al-Baqarah says, and poverty as well, and they are the people of Yemen who've gone through so much, haven't they? And Noor Orphans Fund is trying to raise funds, iftar, money to buy baskets of iftar for families, poor families in Yemen. So please donate as much as you can. There's going to be a video straight after this which will tell you exactly how to donate. So please do donate. At least you can, you know, if you're self-isolating, you can invite iftar, invite those people who are poor for iftar.
It's much more thawab than the normal
invitation, of course. With that, inshallah, we'll leave you in peace and see you in the next episode, the third episode, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
With 16 million people waking up hungry every day in Yemen and 2 million children needing urgent treatment for malnutrition, the ongoing war in Yemen has created the largest humanitarian disaster in the world today, and millions of people don't know where their next meal will come from. This Ramadan, Noor Orphans Fund will supply babies and children, pregnant women, orphans and the elderly in Yemen with a generous hamper which can feed a family of 5 to 6 people to last them the entire month. For only £35, each hamper will contain 10 kilograms of rice, 20 kilograms of flour, oil, dates, lentils, pasta, sugar, tea and more. We want to save lives in Yemen. Will you join us? Donate today at www.noororphansfund.org.